We begin our meditation today. Meditation is a journey in the consciousness space. Consciousness space. Consciousness space. To that God self within you. To that God being within you. To that divine center within you. Detach from the thinking mind. You don't need it now. You need stillness in the space. But be aware of the power of that thinking space. It has the power to create any thought. Its energy can morph into any thought, but the thought is not you. The thought is a creation. So stay in the power of thinking, but not in the thought. And just observe that space. It's a very powerful space. And expand your awareness of that space. Limitless mind. And stay fully in the present moment. No past, no future, just this moment. That's how you can hold eternity in your consciousness. Just this moment. Just the now, the present. Thoughts will appear in the mind, but detach from them. Let them come, let them go. Give no power to them, but power to the space, the field. That's how you can experience the God within. Patanjali says when the thoughts cease, he calls them vrittis, waves in the consciousness. When they cease, then you will experience what yoga means. The one field of being. That's beautiful. Maintain that. Now in this consciousness, expansive consciousness, become aware of the physical body that you have been embodied in as a soul. Be aware of its grossness. Can you feel its weight, its warmth? It is not you, it's what you live in, it's a vehicle. It is a temple of your soul. And hold this entire body in your mental field. Can you? That's one way of energizing the body, just to hold it in the mental field. With loving appreciation. Of its service to you. And can you feel that your consciousness is penetrating your bones? Can you feel the skeletal structure? Can you feel it in your being? Can you feel the organs that are working within you? Can you feel the heart beating, lungs breathing, nervous system firing, giving you feeling? And can you flow with the rhythm of the breath? Don't disturb. Just flow with the rhythm of the breath. A gentle push out and a gentle pull in of the breath. and become aware, does my body need more oxygen? And you breathe accordingly. The body has an intelligence of its own. To communicate with that intelligence, you need to go to your navel and breathe. The navel is the center of body intelligence. Just breathe into the navel and see the magic that happens. You get deeper into the consciousness of the body. The breath extends when you breathe into the navel. So here you are energizing the body with the mind, with the breath. And breath and mind are related. When there's harmony in the breath, there's peacefulness in the mind. Now, to really appreciate what's happening here, you need to introduce the heart. The heart is a powerful nourisher in the subtle space. It nourishes. It heals. Just open the heart. Can you? Yes, you can. Love is a divine experience. It flows from the depth of your soul. It's your birthright. Open the heart. Do you find something happens to the skin? The skin becomes more sensitive and warm. Your heart is connected to the touch and skin. Do you feel that the breath flows in a better rhythm with the heart? When there's love in every breath? And do you feel that your body gets a shot of nourishing energy? Do you feel neurotransmitters are entering your bloodstream, the feel-good chemicals? That's the heart. It costs you nothing but intention and action. It's an elixir. Love is an elixir. Do you feel it now that mantras can come into the mind? Yeah, it can. It feels nicer with the heart. Guru Jai Guru. So you and I are one. So put a mantra in there. Beautiful, beautiful. Let it get right down to the bones. Notice how important mental awareness is? It keeps you directed. It keeps you focused. It creates a pathway for love. And let's come back to the navel. Open up the navel to breathe with all this love and awareness. Go down to your sacral chakra. It's another nourisher. It brings the reproductive power, the sexual power, as a nourisher in your space. When you focus on the power of the sacral, and the power of the Manas chakra at the brow. You're moving energy through a channel that's called Vajranadi. And those of you who have been following me, you have that power. Just go to the sacral area and breathe with the Ujjayi right up to the brow with a loving heart. And magic happens. And to concretize this experience, establish the root, the Muladhara. And if you can, root and sacral are a marvelous combination. Connected to the Manas chakra with a loving heart. And therein you have the power of meditation. Mahayoga meditation. Stay with me in the field. I'm with you, you're with me. In the field. In the field we connect. In the source we connect. And our fields, energy fields merge in the divine. Our collective field merges us, merge. Now stay with me with this process. Don't let the mind drift. Stay centered. Loving. Modulate the breath if you need to bring more air into the body. Extend the breathing if you need the mind to become more stable. and let the energy guide you. Let Kundalini guide you. And value the pause at the end of the out breath and at the end of the in breath. That's when apana and prana continues to operate. you've done well. You're doing well. Slowly come back into gross awareness. Breathe more oxygen to the body. Give attention to its grossness. And build that consciousness. And feel the body's connection with the world around you. The earth, the air, the water, the fire, the light. And the space. Give attention to the elements of nature and your body's connection to it. And deepen the breath. Just push the air out. Bring in more oxygen to the body. With body's intelligence, so you have to go to your navel as you do this. This is breath control and energy control. We release excess carbon dioxide from the lungs and bring in more fresh oxygen. This is just to do it a little more rapidly with muscular control and awareness of the body. And now we'll do the Om sound, breathing out completely, using the nostrils and breathing in deeply. Let's begin. And now in this beautiful space of energy, silence, and space, let's affirm our intention for this day in prayer. I center my consciousness in the source of my being, the God within me. That source of infinite peace, love, goodness, wisdom, and vitality. I stay centered there with my intention, that my every thought in this day, my every word, my every action will be full of goodness, that I'll be a blessing to my world today. I give thanks for all the blessings I've received from my gracious universe, and I pray to stay aligned to divine will. Om Shanti, peace. Shanti, peace. Shanti, peace. Welcome everyone to Sunday. Today my topic is about love. A very misunderstood word sometimes. Love is not sexuality, it's a shade of love. It is not superiority, laughing at others and feeling happy when they are low and you are high. That's not love. Love is not contemplating how great you are and feeling happy about it. Mental patterns of superiority. It's not about that. Love is a divine energy, a divine attribute. It can express itself in gross form, like you see, when we are in primal consciousness. It can express itself in aggression, ego, from the heart, strong emotional patterns. It can express itself in mental patterns as well, self-righteousness, superiority, happy within your contained area. But we're talking about pure love today. The love that heals, nourishes, inspires, creates harmony, lifts us into the light. That's the love I speak about. And you know, remember what Christ said, right? Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. He means experience God. Blessed are the pure in heart. And to continue to quote the Bible, it says, a merry heart, a happy heart, a loving heart, compassionate heart, doeth like medicine, nourishes, parojas of Ayurveda. And a broken spirit, a dark spirit, negative, aggressive, victim consciousness, dries the bones, saps away energy away. In the yoga tradition, the heart features as anahata chakra in the center of your chest. I often see people who are listening to the national anthem would put their hand at the physical heart. Perhaps because the body is of the country. But when you put it at the center of the chest, you're putting it in your loving center. I love my country. Not just my body in service to the country, pledging, but I love my country from the depth of my being. And of course, that doesn't make you disregard every other country. I love my country, but I love my world. It has the I and it has the we. That's where pure love is. I showed you in the meditation today how to invoke it. But let's focus for a moment on its nourishing power. In the science of Ayurveda, the healing science, it speaks about the center of love as being a center of para. Para means beyond, higher. Ojas. Ojas is a nourishing, subtle energy from the divine. It says that the highest nourishing experience comes from the heart. How can you neglect the heart? Of course, you can channel the energy of the heart in aggression, in hate, in unforgiveness, but they are not nourishing. When you get to love and compassion and kindness, understanding, non-judgment, you're coming from a nourishing heart. When you hold someone's hand, the energy of the heart can flow through the hand to the other person. Do you know this? That your heart is connected to the meridians of the hands. That when you have an open, loving heart, you can transmit energy that can uplift someone. Do you see why we shake hands? And now if you shake both hands, that's even more powerful. One hand is a giving and one hand is a receiving, if you experience that. So when we hold hands to connect in a group, we are truly sharing. We are receiving from one end and transmitting from the other end. We receive with the left or we transmit with the right, depending on which hand is dominant. That is the kind of love we need to aspire to. But what determines that? What determines the purity of the love? It's the mind, of course. It is the mind. It is the mind that can lead the heart. The mind is in a higher chakra. But it cannot be the lower mind that drives the primal, or the primal drives our primal nature. It cannot be the lower mind. It has to be the higher mind. And how do you invoke the higher mind? Invoking the higher mind is where the bindu point is. You've heard of the bindu? It's a little higher than the manas chakra. That's spiritual discipline can take you to the bindu. By looking at your patterns directly in the eye. By looking at all your patterns and cleaning up the dark ones through your processor, your mental processor, which is the buddhi. In yoga, we call that energy space that processes the vijnanamaya kosha, the processing element. The manomaya kosha has to deal with the body and the elements and the senses. The vijnanamaya kosha, one a little higher, a finer sheath, is the processor. Buddhi. And beyond that is Anandamaya kosha, the energy layer or sheath of joy, of love, of happiness, associated with soul consciousness, pure consciousness. So the mind is extremely important, then you will understand why Gayatri mantra is important. Bhur Swa relates to the different chakras. Tat Savitur Varenyam relates to the transcendental space from where the light comes from. Tat. Savitur, like the sun. Varenyam, worshipable. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. I meditate on that light, that sin-absorbing light. Bhargo. That is divine. Bhargo devasya dhimahi. Dhiyo, intellect. Yona prachodayat. May that transcendental light that comes from beyond, that is sin absorbing, that is divine, I pray that that light will illumine my mental space. Give power to my processor, mental processor, buddhi. Dhiyo. Dhiyo na prachodayat. So when perchance you say Gayatri mantra, do you remember that? Do you know what you're saying? Om bhur swaha. Tat savitur varenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. I absorb everything from that mantra. I become the mantra. Om bhur swa. Tat savitur varenyam bhargo devasya dhimahi. Dhiyo yo na prachodayat. When you can pray with that intention, the mental space will open up to the bindu. when the bindu opens up, it gives divine awareness. It allows you to see the entire world as a divine play. So we need that opening up of the bindu. Not an easy process. But guess what makes it easy? Easier. Guess. Guru. Sadguru. The true Guru, Sadguru, is one who lives in the light, one who lives in transcendental consciousness. When such a being enters the space, our space, guess what happens? We get a wave to ride on. We begin to feel an impact inside of us. That's how I got to truly understand Baba Muktanand. I sat in front of him, but couldn't understand him when I tried to focus on the physical body. The moment I closed my eyes and I went inside, then I could feel the enormity of this being, not physical at all. Channeling from another space, and I said to myself in my heart, that's the space that I want. I craved that space from where he was acting, and he became my model. I held on to him right down to the end of my journey. He was for me the Kundalini energy in manifestation. That's what the Guru is. That's what the Christ was. That's what the Buddha was. All the great masters, they played different roles, but they came from the same transcendental space. So if you can get into the field of the Guru as you did with me this morning, if you can get in the field of the Guru, you have a wave to ride on. And all you need to use your ego to ride that wave. A pure ego. An ego in surrender to the divine power. Analogous to the surfer riding the wave. The ego is a surfboard. It has to ride that wave. It has to feel the power of the divine behind it and stay completely aligned to it. And the surfing will become absolute joy. The human experience will become absolute joy. Are you enjoying your human experience yet? This is the way. The Shiva Sutras has it very clearly. Guru Rupaya. Upaya is the way. Guru Rupaya. The Guru is the means. The Guru is the way. Do you see why I walk with you? Do you see why I hold your hand? Do you see why I sing with you? Do you see why I breathe with you? Do you see why I meditate with you? Do you see why? So that you can ride the same wave I am riding on. That's why. That's why. And every time we chant Om Sahana Bhavatu, it means may we, Guru and disciple, be protected together. Sahana Bhunatu, that we be nourished together. Sahaviryam Kuravavahe, that we be strong together. Tejasvi Navadi Tamastu, that our knowledge be full of light, sattva. Ma Vidvishavahai, may we stay together despite the physical differences, our mental differences. May we stay together. What a journey! But what grace, what support. What support? Without the Sadguru, I couldn't survive. My life was like in a desert, dry, parched. The Sadguru became the oasis, a place where I could be nourished. I'm forever grateful to the Sadguru. But more than that, the Sadguru is myself, my deeper self. In finding the Sadguru, I found myself. I found Vasudeva. So Vasudeva and the Sadguru are one. Just like what Christ said, I and my Father are one. May we live in oneness. May we live in that oneness. May we truly understand what we are. And may we understand the way to the divine through the Master, Guru Rupaya. So have a blessed Sunday, everybody. It's a joy to speak to you about this, always, always, always. May we continue to stay together, and may we continue to live fully and masterfully in the light. So this brings me to the end of today's talk. But I just want to say a word about the retreat that's going to happen in Holland. My plan is to make it an international retreat. So all those of you across the world who would like to join, you are free to join on Zoom because I'll be anchoring the retreat. Just like how I anchored the program this morning, I'll be anchoring the retreat. So I will be there. The body may not be there, but I will be there. And the we will come alive. The I in you and the I in me will come alive in that beautiful we consciousness. So it's the weekend of the 21st in September. Incidentally, it's the birthday of my mother. Can you imagine? Thank you, everyone, for choosing that date. My Divine Mother. Yeah, it promises to be a beautiful retreat. The theme is be nourished at every level by the field. Be nourished on every level by the field. So I'm going to co-create with the group the field consciousness, heighten it, and then we're going to let it flow in beauty, in strength, in wisdom, and in power. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful Sunday. Always a joy being with you. You're myself. Thank you. Namaskar.